Hey, Damion, over here. Been hearing about these workouts. I know you're a regular. What's kind of the spirit of this, and what's, I mean, can you just get a general sense of what the talent level of some of these younger guys is?
Yeah, can you hear me? Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Good. Workout's been been really good. Guys been coming in, getting work in, so, that's really what it's about, and then just trying to bring the young guys along, get them familiar with terminology, and the concepts that we do. It really hasn't been too crazy, but just trying to get guys up to speed, knowing that, we had, a month and a half with them until, training camp starts, so just trying to get guys up to speed as best as we can and go from there.
Damian, what are you seeing from the new guys? I mean, the young guys, obviously, Jonathan and Moses, but also Otto and Nemanja and those guys. What are you seeing from those guys in terms of their workouts and so forth?
Yeah. I mean, with Nemanja and O, knowing that they've been in the league for a while, so they're pros, pretty low maintenance guys, just coming in and trying to find ways to help the team and help us be, successful. Obviously, get back to the playoffs and then go from there. But then with J.K. and Moses, it's just, their attentiveness. They're trying to learn, coachable, and they just ask a lot of questions. And that's one thing that you really want from a bunch of young guys is guys that are willing to ask questions and want to learn. I'm pretty sure you can ask all the vets on this team. That's what they did when they first came in.
Morning, Damion. Janie McCulloch.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Yes.
James was just in here a minute ago and just talked about how he got through his rookie year. There were some highs, some lows, some injuries that he's still working, rehabbing from. But what did you see from him that really impressed you and how he handled everything? I mean, being thrown in from day one with such huge expectations.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, like there were some days where, you felt bad for him, or at least I did, just knowing that he's 18, 19 years old, played 3 college games, and then has the weight on the world on his shoulders, being the number 2 pick and sort of trying to own that expectation of living up to that. And, one thing that I would always tell him is, there's a difference between being great and being perfect. And anybody that's perfect was never great. And anybody that's great was never perfect. So it's just a matter of finding that balance and just trying to understand, like, everyone's story is different, everyone's journey is different, and for him, he, would start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it'd be 2 great weeks, and then another setback, and then protocols, and then, the injuries. So I think it's definitely going to help him, try to understand what balance is like, not even just this year, but going into his future. And, all the greats in this game have balance. So it's just a matter of finding that and, going from there.
Damion, while Clay works his way back, that starting shooting guard spot is open. They haven't said who is a leading candidate, but they're looking at a bunch of people. Kerr's mentioned you as someone who fits in there, obviously, with the lineup they've got. How much do you want that spot? How much do you think it's there for you?
I mean, if it happens, it happens. That's not my sole goal and sole focus is just to start. My goal is to help contribute to this team and help wins. And help us get wins and be the best player that I can be. This summer has been great for me because it's allowed me to understand my why, what I do, and who I am, and just being complete in the person that I am. Where I don't go out here and compare with other guys. Like I know what I can bring, and I'm comfortable in who I am as a person. And I'm just at the best space that I've been in mentally. In my career. This is the first summer that, I haven't had an injury or have had the rehab since 2013. So for me, if I start, I start. If I come off the bench, I come off the bench. But, I'm comfortable and I know who I am and I know what I can bring to this team and, give my all every single night.
Joe Shasky, 95.7 The Game. Damion, you're a big golf guy. I see you on the course with Steph a lot. How would you rate Steph Curry's Ryder Cup interview tactics with Michael Jordan? That was pretty interesting this week.
Yeah, it was solid. I actually didn't even watch it, so I guess you could say I'm really not that invested in golf. But when I first saw the picture of it, my first comment was, imagine a skins game between those two. 2 great, obviously, players, and outside of their day job, 2 pretty damn good golfers. So definitely be dope to see that. But, Steph is completely invested in golf. Not saying that he would go pro after. I feel like he'd probably take some time, but I mean, to be a scratch golfer and, that not be your day job, pretty locked in.
Evan Webeck, Mercury News, or Bay Area News Group. You talk about the mental space that you're in and how great of a summer this was. Can you tell us a little bit more about what went into that and the process there?
Just being at peace, just owning who I am. Like I said, not having to compare myself with anybody or feel like I'm in competition. Like, I know who I am and what I bring every single day, and I'm happy about that. Like I said, I had a pretty great summer. I went to 4 weddings. So now me and all my closest friends are all married, our whole friend group, and it's just great to just be surrounded by love. And that's really all my summer was. I kept my head down, kept working, didn't do any media, stayed out the way, was surrounded by my friends and family, enjoyed time with my wife and our dog. So.
Damion, Chris Alvarez from ABC7 over here. One of my favorite videos of this summer was you and your mom with the car. Can you kind of run me through that and why that was such a cool moment for you guys?
Yeah, it was dope. My mom. Anybody who knows me knows my mom is my sidekick. She's right there right there next to me through everything. And buying the car was just a token of appreciation. She never asked for anything, like I said in the caption. She never wants for anything, but it's just when I was freshman and sophomore in high school, my mom would drive an hour 15 every single morning. I would get up at 5 in the morning every single morning. She would drive down 95 an hour 15 for me to get to school, dropped off by 7 a.m. School started at 8. She worked 10-hour shifts, would pick me up at 6 p.m. and fight traffic to drive an hour back, an hour and a half back home. We did that every day for 2 years. Like, there's nothing that I can do that can repay what she's done for me, the sacrifices that she's made. So, obviously that small token of appreciation, and it was just dope, just see a smile on her face. She had no idea, no clue. Me and Sidell, set it up on the back end, and it was dope. And now she just takes all her friends around. She's the one always asking to drive now, so pretty dope.
Staying with the family theme, has becoming, as you approach fatherhood, has that changed your perspective? Just kind of, how's that done for you mentally as you approach that date?
Yeah, I think that's probably been another huge factor in this summer. Just, knowing what's coming, knowing everything's bigger than me now. Not necessarily say bigger than me, but, we have our family, and, not going to go into too much detail, but people know we're expecting, and the day will come when it does. But, just knowing that I'm going to be the best father that I could be, knowing I was raised by a single mom.
Damion, there's obviously a lot of leaders on this team, but you've been around a few years now. Are you looking to maybe take on a little bit more of a leadership role this year? There's a lot of young guys on this team, young guards in particular.
I wouldn't necessarily say like full-on take on a leadership role, but, I talk to all the guys, and if they want to talk to me or ask me questions, knowing what my journey's been to get here and to still continue to try to establish myself, like I don't still have that feeling like I made it like 2 years ago. When I was on a two-way, people asked me, oh, you feel like you're closer, you made it? I still have that mentality and that chip like I'm still on a two-way. So just trying to be, I guess you could say, kind of the middle ground. Like there's the younger guys and there's the vets. And knowing that I've, been through my fair share of stuff, just trying to be, the guy that can relate to everyone. It doesn't matter who it is on the team, whether they're older or whether they're younger.
Damion, it sounds like you got the humble speech going and you're in this new place, but it sounds like you might be plotting a wait till y'all see me type of season. Am I accurate in my assessment that you got something brewing that you expecting to break out or something this year?
Nah, but I see you throwing darts though. Just trying to find something that sticks. I mean, like I said, if it happens, it happens. But just blessed, man. Just through and through, like knowing what I do. Like I got butterflies this morning waking up. Like I was the first day of school. Like I'm back in high school. Did I iron out my outfit? Is everything good? Did I, just because this stuff means a lot to me. Coming to here every day, giving my all, doing something that, I didn't know that I was going to be a pro growing up. It wasn't the dream, but once I put my mind to it, it happened. So just knowing everything that I've put into it, knowing what's, down the line, just excited, man.
Do you, as I know you still have to map out your career. You still have a career, but is a part of you like giving that part of your game and that always fighting for everything you get and appreciating it? You know that there's some young players watching you now. Do you kind of relish that, even if it's not maybe speeches or anything, but you're setting an example for how they can work and how you stay in the league?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just owning who you are, knowing what you do, and keeping your head down and working. I feel like that's been my story. I haven't really been a big outwardly spoken person unless if it's something I'm extremely passionate about and I don't just talk the talk. I go out there and I play and I give my all. And some people like it and some people don't. And there's critics and there's fans. But at the end of the day, like I said, I know who I am. And I'm glad that I can finally accept that and own that. And even coming in here into the media setting, and like I don't have any beef with anybody in the media. I never did, but it's like I know this year I'm going to speak my mind on any topics that I have because I'm extremely comfortable in who I am, and I don't have to hold back or shy away from anything.